Take one. Oh, the places you'll go. A very famous Dr. Seuss book. In fact, it's one that is given to high school or maybe even college graduates. And in the text there at the very beginning, oh, the places you'll go, Dr. Seuss leaves you with the impression that you're the one that will make the choices. You're the one that's going to make the decisions. But too often, I know in my life, and probably in your life, you've been shaped by parents, teachers, bosses, other people. And too often the shaping that we are given is that there's this expectation of perfection, or at least close to perfection. That the bar is raised quite high. But in trying to live in that expectation, it is very powerful, and it's got that power to cripple. It's got the power that can control you and your mind. It's also got the power to alienate, to push you away, or to push others away from you. In fact, it's easier to lower the bar. It's easier to justify ourselves when we fall short. It's easier to make up excuses and put the blame on somebody else. Sometimes it's easier just to settle. Settle for a lower bar because it's easier to jump over. But when you do that, you don't want to have that slothful appearance. In fact, what you want to do is strut your stuff. Sort of be like the peacock out there. You want to make yourself look as good as possible. But it ends up all being a masquerade of good. As Paul reminds us in Ephesians chapter 2, there is a way in which we once walked. And you might say that it's dead man walking. In fact, according to our human nature, we are dead in our tracks. It's because we live by the desires of our flesh, the desires of our mind and of our body. And as we do that, we look around us in our culture and society, and we seek approval by culture, and we seek approval from culture of the things that we are doing. It's sort of giving us that happy face emoji. It's what Paul would say is following the course of this world. When we do that, the steps that we take and the choices that we make are ones of self-interest. They're steps and choices of self-indulgence. In fact, they're steps and choices of self-gratification. And we can just settle for that. We can just justify ourselves, so we can excuse ourselves in that. And we hear it in some song titles. One of them, a great hymn, Just As I Am, or Billy Joel told us, Just the Way You Are, or Lady Gaga, Born This Way. So be settled with that. But it's hardly Christ-centered. And in that moment when you realize that you're settling, I hope it is unsettling. And I hope that it forces you to realize, just as it does for me, that I constantly await rescue. And it makes me realize that I need a radical change. Do you need a radical change? That's the first take. Next, take two.